All right, Working Class Beer Reviews is looking at Genesee Black. I have been looking forward to reviewing this. This is a fairly new beer by the Genesee Brewing Company. On the website it says it's started production 2018, so going on 2 years old. I'm not sure exactly when in 2018 it started being produced. The Genesee Company itself was founded in 1878. It's in the can there. It's 8% alcohol by volume, what a lot of people would call a malt liquor. By German definition, that would be a Helles Doppelbock. Helles meaning bright, Doppelbock meaning double strength, double bock. A bock just meaning a strong beer. The term malt liquor is actually just a government-made term, or a term made to subvert government laws and taxation, things like that, because they don't want to promote beer as being strong in alcohol. That's a law that was made, I'm guessing post-prohibition. So I'm just looking at some different websites, even just the Genesee website. It's very basic. Doesn't list any sort of ingredients or anything like that. Introduced in 2018, Genesee Black is a bold, full-flavored dark lager with a crisp, refreshing finish. It's actually not a dark lager. We'll find that out here shortly. Let's see. Gotbeer.com says, a bold, full-flavored lager with a crisp, refreshing finish. Genesee Black is an experience as much as it is a beer. So, 8%. What are some other beers I can think of that are 8% or so in that range? Steel Reserve, 8.1%. And then you have Hurricane High Gravity Lager, which is at 8.1%. Then you have Natty Daddy, which is 8%. I'm sure Schlitz makes some sort of a variant of their malt liquor that is in the 8% range. I know they make one that's even higher than that. So, yeah, it's a neat can. It's the Genesee's newer design. This is a 24-ounce can. I paid like $1.39 at Wood's Supermarket here in Sedalia for this. So very cheap. This would definitely be working class. 8% beer is about close to double what your normal strength beer. I mean, your light beers are going to be 4.5%. Premium beers are going to be around 5%. So almost double of a strength of a light beer. So I'm going to use, and I've been actually excited about using this, a brandy snifter. I found that these high gravity lagers benefit from being opened up a little bit in order to enjoy them a little better. So I'm going to, just a basic can here, pop the top. As always, I'm going to church key the can, help vent the pour, and dented that up a little bit, squeeze it. Okay, brandy snifter. Okay, I didn't pour it super aggressive, but it is building up a head. Honestly, these, what they would call high gravity lagers, which high gravity is another, I think, term for strength, the amount of alcohol that's in them. Let's see what we got. I'm in a dim room. I'm sorry, it's getting dark. It's close to winter time now. We've got some streaming bubbles. Yeah, ferociously streaming bubbles. It's surprising because a lot of these higher strength beers tend to be lower in carbonation, and it helps to give it a fuller body and all. But it's coming right up to a head. I was meticulously cleaning this glass just for this review. I did an OxyClean scrub on it just because I want it. It's not sticking to the sides of the glass. It's going straight up into the head, so that's definitely helping with the head retention and getting some nice lacing on the head there at the top. So I poured probably, I'm guessing this is about 4 ounces in here. So it's a darker golden. It's not a dark lager like that one description. I'm not sure where they got that from either, just because it was called black. They probably didn't even drink it. They're just going off the description of the brand. But no, it's not dark at all. It's a deep golden color. That's what these high gravity lagers, these Helles Doppelbocks, whatever you want to call them, tend to be this color. In the United States, I can guarantee you this has got corn probably as the main ingredient over barley malt or maltose. So yeah, it's gonna be more of a corn-driven beer. IBUs are not gonna be high. I honestly, the first high gravity lager I ever tried was Steel Reserve. Someone had offered me some, and I tried it. And at the time, I was more of a light beer drinker. I didn't like it. I did not like it. So it took me a long time for me to ever try it again. And it actually took me watching and following Louisiana Beer Reviews with Ronald Theriot. And his open-minded discussions and reviews of these beers opened a whole new world to me, and helped me to understand that you have to go at it in a different context. You can't think of this as Keystone Light or as Budweiser or anything like that. It's a bit of a different animal, and you have to treat it with some respect. And and you have to be a little more cautious about it. This 24-ounce can at 8%, you would, if you drank this in one setting, you don't drive anywhere. Just stay home, okay? And if you want to drink more than that, that's your prerogative, but I wouldn't recommend it, because these lagers tend to go straight to your head if you're not careful. So you have to have a bit of respect for it. But I wanted to give Ronald a shout out, because he gives everything a fair review, and he doesn't judge it by class. He's classless when it comes to his view of beers, and I appreciate that. It's kind of helped start me on my journey. So the head is dissipating a little bit, but it's still there. So let's give it a smell. It's just it's not really strong in the nose. With it being higher alcohol, it's going to have a sweet note to it, a bit of a sweetness to it, but it's not candy sweet. But it just smells like grain. It smells like a kind of like a sandwich bread, like white. Not like Wonder Bread, but like an off-brand, like your Best Choice or something like that. Private label, white bread. So yeah, it smells okay. It's nothing, outrageous or anything like that. So it looks nice. It's clear. It's still streaming plenty of bubbles, and I think that's with the help of these brandy glasses for this particular style works well with. So let's give it a sip. Very malt forward. This is what you would call like a malt bomb. It's a lot of malt. It is sweet. This one is a little milder than some of the others I've had. But like I said, if you drink that straight out of the can, you're not going to open it up and you're not going to allow it to, bouquet like it's supposed to, like any beer is supposed to. I'm not saying this is designed to be examined or to be speculative or anything like that. That's really not what this was made for, but you can still help it. You can find more into it. It's not super nuanced or anything like that, but there is going to be a difference in flavor in this if you pour it into a glass versus drinking it straight out of the can. Or I don't know. I doubt they make it in a bottle. They may make it like in a 40 ounce. I don't know the configurations that Genesee has for this particular variety. But let's give it another sip. Yeah. Wow. It's actually pretty good. Very, very good. So that's dangerous because something this strong, if it's smooth and it's enjoyable, you'd be more inclined to probably let your guard down and maybe take it in a little faster than you should. So keep in mind, anytime you have one of these strong lagers, that if it's above 6%, just be careful. Okay, use your noggin and have some respect for it, or else if you get carried away, it'll take you by surprise for sure. So it's not something I would ever recommend. But yeah, actually, it'll give you it's a respectable product if you give it respect. So I'm actually a little surprised, in this setting where I'm actually kind of trying to break it down a little bit, surprised how well it's doing. It's holding up quite fine. I don't know why I just had my pinky out. That's weird. I'm not trying to be fancy. That was instinctive. That's strange. But I guess if I wanted to hold it correctly, it'd be like this. But that would actually warm the beer faster. You do not want to drink this warm. You want it to be cold, cold, cold. That's the way they were designed. Maybe true German Doppelbocks can be drank a little warmer, like in the 40-some degree range. But you want this in the mid-30s to lower 30s. You know, you don't want to freeze it, but you want it cold. That's the way it was designed to be partaken. So, yeah, you got a little bit of the lacing left from the head retention, and it's still got a tiny thin head, which sometimes, if you watch my Genesee Ice video, and I think part of the problem was my mug wasn't dry. It had some water in there, and that killed the head immediately. It popped and fizzed away. So, you know, I might do a retake of that. Because I think it would have done better had the apparatus been correct and prepared for it. This one I actually washed and dried, you know, and everything. So, it's actually retaining a head better. So that probably wasn't the fault of the product. That was the fault of me in not preparing my glassware properly. But Genesee Black, I think it holds very well to Natty Daddy, to Hurricane, Steel Reserve. You know, there's some, you know, there's malt liquors out there like King Cobra and Mickey's and all that, but they're less in strength. They're in the 5.5% to 6% range. This is 8%. I mean, you got to think about that and compare it. 8%. There's ales out there that are that strong, but ales tend to metabolize differently than lagers in your body. They, you know, you can enjoy a couple of those without it affecting you as quickly as a lager. Lagers tend to affect you a little quicker. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know if you've seen this in your area. I noticed it in these tall cans only. So, yeah, this is the only configuration I've ever seen this. And it seems appropriate because its competitors are mainly in this configuration too. For the most part, that's their most popular setting, is this. But at $1.39, that's a bargain. Now, at certain convenience stores and settings in my town in Sedalia, they've had Hurricane for $1.49 for the 25-ounce can. And that's still a bargain if that's something you enjoy, a beer you enjoy. Some people just don't. And that's fine. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm saying that maybe over time, if you haven't tried it and you're willing to be open-minded and go at a different angle. Like I said, you can't go drinking something like this and thinking that you're drinking Natural Light or Bud Light, any of the light beers. Even in the Coors Banquet or Budweiser, Miller High Life, anything like that. You know, this is stronger. There's more character, more flavor, so you have to brace yourself. I think, honestly, by design, they could fare better by if they hopped it up a little bit to kind of balance out the sweetness. But that might be off-putting to some people if it's too bitter, if there's too much bitterness, because they may have done the best they can to try to round this out. Maybe this is the best circle they can make. Otherwise, it might offset one too far one way or the other. So. But yeah, you should really try it. What would it go good with? What normal food would go with? But I tend to think that stronger lagers like this go good with spicy food. So if you're having hot wings, you know, you're having some spicy Chinese food. General Tso's really isn't that spicy, but you can order it spicy if you ask for it. Like you get takeout, you can ask for them to make it spicy. And Szechuan chicken and stuff like that. Anything spicy would go great with something like this. Also, another theory I wanted to share. If you go camping and you buy a bunch of these, they make great mixers. Like a lot of people, when they go camping, they'll mix it with tomato juice and make a red beer. In theory, you're cutting the percentage by half. So if you're making red beer with Busch Light, that's 4% alcohol. You're knocking it down to 2%. You take an 8% beer, you mix it with tomato juice or you want to make a shandy with grapefruit juice or lemonade or limeade or something like that, you knock it down to 4%, which is still fine. That's like a normal beer. So yeah, think about that. It's almost like a good cocktail beer mixer, because you're taking the strength and dividing it, but you still have an honorable strength. It's not watering it down per se. So that's something for you guys to chew on. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Really appreciate your time, and look forward to seeing you guys again. And I will see you guys later.